Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Callum Quinn here, and today I wanted to talk about the new comic from Robert Kirkman, Void Rivals. And I'm gonna be honest, before I even knew about the big surprise in this book, and there will be spoilers for that surprise in this video, so if you haven't seen it, I am going to just give you the brief summary of this comic without spoilers, and then you can go read it for yourself if that sounds interesting. But if you've already read it, I'll also be talking about that later in the video. So the concept of Void Rivals is there is an alien from one species and an alien from another species, and they both crash land on this planetoid, and these two species are bitter enemies. They hate each other. They're just like, I will kill you on sight. And they try to, but they're stranded, and the only way for them to survive is to work together. And as you can see, Lorenzo De Felici is the artist, Matthew Lopez the colorist, and Russ Wooten the letterer, and as I said, Robert Kirkman is the writer. But look at this art, okay? It is just gorgeous. I mean, it is stunning and beautiful, and I love the helmet designs. Like look at that. That's adorable and sci-fi and awesome, and I love it. I mean, if you've read my webcomic, you know I'm just a sucker for faceless robots and all kinds of just cool stuff like this. It's a wonderful, wonderful design. See, and look at this spread here. I can center it in the video. Void Rivals. Oh my gosh, the flaming ship, the two characters, they look so small here. It's amazing. It really emphasizes the horror of how just ginormous space is and how insignificant these two characters are in it and in this bigger war. But it is a great concept. It's like you got to work together to survive, and there's lots of cool sci-fi world building, and it just is a really cool concept for a book, and the story really does it justice. So I highly recommend you read it for yourself. But now we're going to go into spoilers, so if you have not seen it, I highly recommend you go read the book and then come back here to finish the video. So the big spoiler for this book is it's not a standalone title. It is actually launching a wider universe. It's from Image Comics, and I forget what they're called, Sky something or other, but it's Robert Kirkman's imprint of Image, and this is kicking off the new Transformers Energon universe. I mean, I guess it's not the and this is kicking off the new Energon universe of comics from Image Comics and Hasbro and Robert Kirkman. And as you can see here, Jetfire actually appears in this issue, and the story is he's been stranded here for millions of years before being reactivated by our two heroes, whose names are our two heroes, Derek, over here the guy, and Solia, the girl, which, by the way, they just have such good designs. And I mean, this art, look at Jetfire, he looks so cool here. And so this actually takes place in the same universe as the upcoming Transformers comic, the Energon universe. So here, a dope picture of Optimus, and the first issue of that, Transformers #1, is coming out October 2023. And then we've got two new G.I. Joe books, Duke issue 1 and Cobra Commander issue 1, coming out December 2023 and January 2024 respectively. And I gotta say, I am so hyped for this. This is just amazing. Like, I was so worried because they weren't talking about Transformers comics at all. Like, we didn't know anything about it until this surprise literally yesterday at the time of recording this video happened, and it's like, boom, there's Transformers in it. Oh my gosh. They have a plan. All right. That is such a relief. I was so sure they had no idea what they were doing, and that's why they weren't saying anything, because they just didn't know what to do or how to follow up the IDW stuff. But this is a concrete plan. This is a good book. It has smart writers. Not saying the other writers weren't smart. They were very good. But this has like really talented people working on this book specifically, Void Rivals, which I am super excited to read on its own. Like, if this was just its own thing, I would probably still read it because it looks really cool. But paired with the Transformers stuff, I am so excited. Like, this guy, Daniel Warren Johnson, my friend Chris says he's really good at writing, and I trust that guy because he, knows comics. And this guy, Joshua Williamson, doing both the G.I. Joe books. I'm gonna pick that up too. I've never really been into G.I. Joe. I tried it back in the IDW days. I hear that wasn't really the best comic, but it wasn't really the best comic, and it had magic, and I don't like magic, and so I stopped getting that one. But this is really good. Like, I'm just so excited to see what they do with this. At the time this is out, I heard this is a 6-issue miniseries. I don't know if that's correct. Kind of, when he talks about it at the end here, Robert Kirkman, he kind of implies like it'll be a bigger thing. So I don't know. Maybe this is the first in a miniseries, but it'll have been running for 4 issues by the time Transformers first one comes out. It'll have ended if it's 6 issues by the time Duke #1 comes out. And I'm just super excited because he talks about like having his characters showing up with the Transformers and all this stuff. I think it's really cool we're trying something new, something different with these Hasbro brands, and I'm very excited because Transformers is my favorite franchise. I mean, it's got to be that, Sonic, maybe some Star Wars in there. I love this stuff. It's so cool, and this book is awesome. I'm just so hyped for this, and I'm really looking forward to covering this every month because Transformers are back, baby. They're finally back, and I'm so excited to, be experiencing this and then sharing my reactions with you guys. But, we're a couple minutes into the video now, and I realize I haven't really, outlined the plot for this first issue, so I'm going to do that real quick and then talk to you a little bit more about it. But it opens up with a crash landing of our hero, and he climbs out, and I like this. He's got a hand droid, as they call it. It's like a little AI glove, which I like, which is just dragging him around because he's unconscious, trying to get to the med pack. Very creative. It's like kind of playful, but still kind of dark and serious, which I like that balance that they have there. A little kind of a Guardians of the Galaxy style vibe there. And he says, call me Argus, but the remote is like, actually, I've been programmed not to call you that. I've been programmed to not inspire you to have a bond with me at all, which kind of seems dark, but I like that. Their ship is trashed, and it turns out that the other pilot, this lady, survived and her ship crashed as well. And so now they're stuck together. They have a brief little fight, but then they're like, maybe we shouldn't. This scene is so great where she's just like, please. And he's like, are you begging me to spare your life? Would any of your people ever spare my kind? She's like, probably not. He just has kind of this weird moment. He's like, an honest Zaturian. What are the odds of that? And she's surprised that he's not going to kill her. And this kind of creates this weird relationship with them. And the glove, through all of this, the android is like, this is a bad idea. You should kill her. You should get rid of her. Because obviously he's been programmed with all the propaganda from these. It's very clear these two species have been brainwashed into trying to kill each other. But they're trying to work together to repair her ship because it's the one that's in the best working condition. But they make a mistake while they're doing it, and they blow up the ship. So now they're stuck here. Which I love this, where like he tackles her out of the explosion, and she's like, get off. He's like, what? I was only trying to. And then she's just like, stop moving, you're on fire. Sprays him with the foam, which is great. And then there's this cool scene where like she's like, my name is Soliana, and he says I'm Derek, but he's like, isn't it forbidden for us to ever reveal our names to each other? She's like, whatever. It's very cool. I like this dynamic. And this art, look at this art. Oh my goodness, look at it. I'm gonna sit up for you. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love this. And so they're just like, all right, I guess this is it. And this is great. I love it. He's just like, where are you going? But he kind of is just talking to the android now all alone. He's like, maybe I can repair this. But then Soliana comes. Is it Soliana? I feel like it's Solana. I honestly have no idea. If you know in the comments, please correct me. The dyslexia is strong with this one. But she's like, you'll never believe what I found. And they hike to it, and it is what turns out to be Jetfire, this abandoned ship that's just crashed there. And they get a little power running through it, try to get it working. And surprise, surprise, it transforms into Jetfire. And they're like, what the heck? So they clearly have no idea what a Cybertronian is, which is interesting. I want to see like he actually talks about. He's like, wait, if I've been on a lifeless rock, the fact that I have bacteria growing on me and wind erosion would mean I've been here for millions of years. Kind of terrifying, a realization. But he's like, Cybertron, I have to get home right now. And he just leaves him. He's like, wait, dang it. So he's gone. No idea if he'll show up again or if any Cybertronian stuff will be mentioned in this book for a while, but I'm fine with that. I'm really enjoying this. I want to know more about the things they mentioned, like their homeworld, the Sacred Ring, and all of this stuff. Sounds really cool. And they're kind of stuck together, but they're like, maybe if we use our helmets, the technology in there can help repair the ship, which is forbidden too, to show your face to the other side. But they do, and we get this great reveal, which is they're the same, right? And look, he's like, at the end, he's like, we're the same? It's just like my vision. And then the best ending for any comic ever, what vision? Her face, I just relate to that so much. It's like, what now? This is the best. I love it. Oh, this is such a great book. And I mean, the fact that it is great on its own, despite being connected to Transformers, like, I'm not excited about this just because of Transformers, and that's a bonus. This is a great book, and it's so cool. It's like sci-fi and world building and interesting. And this is really, really fun. I gotta say, I'm gonna give this book a preliminary 10 out of 10. Now, that could change if, it turns out like later in the series it gets terrible, but so far I'm giving this book a 10 out of 10. You should absolutely read this. If you're a fan of Transformers and you want want to get in on the ground floor, read this book. But if you just like good sci-fi, read this book. It is so cool and interesting and just quality. Really good. I am super excited about this. I can't wait to cover the next issue. And if you're excited about it as well, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. You can see my videos early and ad-free on Patreon. If you join the party over there, we have lots of fun, where you'll also get early access to my webcomic, Siblings of Steel. It's the story of two robot cops going across the galaxy solving crimes. And if you like stuff like Astrobots or Transformers, you'll probably enjoy that too. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, Internet.